I'm Aisha. You can now watch UCF TV 24 hours a day on Bright House Digital Channel 1.
Hello everyone, I'm Charna Davis-Wiese and welcome to a special edition of UCF Profiles. We have the pleasure today of showing you a documentary made by a UCF alumni who is finding out who he is by going to the place his family is from. Welcome, Alexander Charles.
Hi, how are you?
This is not your first time with us. This is not your first documentary we've gotten to see, and we're so lucky to have another one.
I have more than one? No.
Yeah, more than one at least, for now. Be tons of them coming up in your future. This one is one that's close to home. You know, being a writer, and I was a documentary producer myself, you get very close to what you're working with, even if it's something so far from anything that's ever been in your sphere before. But this was going to the roots of your life and who you are and your heritage. What made you decide, I'm going to do this?
Well, it actually was the summer before the fall of my senior year. And I went back home to Miami, which is where I'm from. And I was at my aunt's house one day. And she seemed really stressed out, you know, so we sat down on the couch and we were talking. And she was telling me about how my cousin Steve, you know, he was really starting to get into trouble, you know, at school, at home, you know, he wasn't really focused.
You're close to the same age, or he younger?
He's 18 right now, and I'm 24. Wow. So we're always close, you know.
Almost like a little brother?
Exactly, almost like a little brother. So the title cousin, you know, it wasn't really that wasn't really the true meaning. So she talked to me and she was telling me that, you know, he was really, you know, getting into some, you know, some bad things. You know, he was breaking the law, you know, he was, you know, disrupting the home environment, you know, and then she was also going through a divorce, you know, with my uncle. So that was also adding to the problems.
Maybe even starting them.
Exactly. So I didn't know what I could do. I just listened, you know, and then, you know, it hit me. I was like, you know, I don't have a senior project to do, you know, and, you know, what an experience it would be for him to just come up here to live with me. I don't know what I could teach him. I don't know what I can do.
Do you know how courageous that was? Did you have any idea at the moment how courageous that was, taking a kid that's maybe not doing the best things?
I don't know about courageous, but more like overwhelming.
Yeah.
We went through all the steps. She signed him over to me. I became his legal guardian and everything. Enrolled him in school up here.
Was he a senior at 18?
No. He when we shot the documentary, he was a sophomore.
Okay.
So he'll be a senior this year.
Great. Okay.
Because he gotten held back a year or two.
So you move him up here. He's in 10th grade.
He's in 10th grade.
Mad, angry. He's
angry at the world, you know, and I know we'd always been able to talk, but, you know, being away from home, being in college, you know, the distance kind of separate, you know.
And plus, now you were more of a father than a brother.
Very true, very true. And you kind of forget that you were that age, and you start to act like your parents. And I didn't want to do that, you know, because my parents have made a lot of mistakes, even though when I was that age, I thought they were perfect and they could do no wrong, but, you know, you think about it.
They didn't have an instruction manual,
yeah,
right?
Nobody does, you know, I didn't. So I bring him up here, and, you know, whether or not I was going to do a documentary, he was going to live with me regardless. So that was already set in stone. So the documentary was just an after thought, I guess.
So did you actually think of the idea of going to Haiti because of him, or did the documentary idea came first and then you thought, well, maybe this will be good for him?
Well, when I brought the idea up in class, everybody was talking about it, and I guess it just kind of came out of, you know, the different comments, you know, maybe I should take him to Haiti. I didn't know how I was going to do that, but I was like, okay, that's an idea, so we'll go with it.
So you come home and you say to him, we're going to Haiti?
No, I don't tell him at all. I didn't tell him, and in the documentary, it kind of comes up as a surprise When I pick him up from school, I let him know that we're going to Haiti, and he's never been to Haiti before. I've always gone to Haiti maybe every other year during the summertime.
Visit family?
No, just with my mom or my dad, or with some family member.
Right.
I even went by myself one time, because I'm pretty, I speak Creole fluently. I'm pretty, acclimated to just that environment.
So what was his reaction? We'll see it.
Yeah, you'll definitely see his reaction, but it changed his life. I'll tell you that much. It definitely did. Because sometimes in drastic situations, it takes drastic measures to kind of get things on an even level. So.
Do you remember a point where you knew that it was going to be what was going to change his life?
No, I didn't know until maybe a couple months ago, when I started seeing the fruits of everybody's labor, and seeing just his changed mindset and the maturity and the growth and the decisions that he makes. That's what I've seen so far, and that's where I get the enjoyment.
You've been a good parent.
I don't know about that.
I bet your aunt's
I don't
thrilled.
consider myself a parent, but
You've had to do that job.
I guess.
Before we see it?
I mean, I can't take credit for what my aunt's done. So
Yeah,
my
that's
aunt,
true.
my uncle,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
But you helped her out enormously.
I hope so.
You did. Before we see it, the name, Tipping Point?
The Tipping Point.
Where did that come from?
The Tipping Point is actually the title of a Malcolm Gladwell book. But I actually got more inspiration for the documentary from an album from The Roots, which is also called The Tipping Point. And they got their inspiration from the Malcolm Gladwell book. So my inspiration is more from the album The Tipping Point by The Roots than it is from the Malcolm Gladwell book. But they kind of all run in together. And on the cover of the album is a picture of a young Malcolm X before he was incarcerated, and before he was a young Malcolm X. And that showed that he was at his tipping point, and he could have gone either way. So that kind of inspired me to, maybe I should title it after that. So
Let's take a look at it.
Sure, thank you.
Here's The Tipping Point.
My name's Steve Georges. I'm from Miami. I came up here, because I got in a little trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Outside of school-wise trouble.
Could you elaborate on that trouble for me, please?
Like, I did a couple of wrong things, stealing, robbing houses, stealing cars, a lot of bad stuff. So I came up here for a second chance.
This whole documentary began more as a cry for help from my aunt. She called me and she asked me, "Can you do something with Steve? Can you do something with him? Please do something for him." And I told her that, I don't know what I can do, but I'm going to do something.
Well, yeah. Remember, if you remember, we started talking about it when we were at camp. Remember? And that's when you told me that I asked you, because that was my only hope. You were my only hope, because if he was away from the environment and that he was in, which was not healthy, not only at home but also at school. So I wanted I wanted to make sure that I trusted you, and I knew you would have done right by him. So that was the main reason why, I sent you with him.
I know you since you were born as a baby, and that's what that's what we miss sometimes. We see kids like babies, that's all little babies, and knowing like he was going to live with you. And for me, that's little Danny. And how Danny is going to raise you, how Danny is going to take decision for you. I was very angry at this step, yeah, I was very angry.
Let's just say, they call me T up here. T stands for trouble. I'm not saying I'm a trouble kid, you know, I was bad, you know, I used to do a lot of foolish things, you know, I was young. I used to do things like, I'd fight a lot. I got into a lot of fights. I'd fight. One time I got into a fight with a college kid from FIU, Florida International University, because, you know, he was talking about my mom.
Before he left, believe it or not, we had a good relationship. We had a friend. We were friends. He was able to come to me and tell me, especially when he's stuck, we could sit down and talk about anything. The only thing was that he would make decision, and those decisions would be bad decision, and then he would come and tell me about the decision, and at those time it would have been already too late. But the other part was that he lies, and he would tell me he was doing well, he's doing great, don't worry, he'll take care of everything, and I was counting on his honesty to do what was right, but he wasn't.
The fights that I got into was not people who picked it with me. You know, it was me picking it with them, you know? I mean, they might say something slick, you know, something that would get you mad, but not that mad to hit them. But, you know, because of me, you know, I would go and hit them anyway. I played high school football, and my freshman year of high school, I played one game of JV, and after that game, I moved up to varsity. So, you know, a lot of popularity, a lot of people, you know, the girls, whatever, you know, chasing you, whatever, because, you know, you're a varsity player and you're only a freshman, you know, so I let it get to my head. So I did more socializing than schoolwork, you know.
I always tell him education is the key. That's my wish. He should stay in school and make it.
The main problem was his schooling that I was having problem with. He was a follower, and what was happening is he was hanging out with the wrong group, and he was making me think that they were good kids because the kids would come over and I would talk to them. I thought they were good too until things that they were doing find out that they were not good kids and they were dragging him down. And the thing is that he didn't have enough strength or enough. He would tell me one thing, but he would do something else.
It's like one time my homeboy, he needed this money bad. So he had a guy that put me and my homeboys on a job and he'll pay us for it. Like, we robbed the house and he paid us for it. And I guess after we did it quick and we got exactly what we wanted and plus more, and, you know, the hype went up, you know, everybody started hearing about what we do, and more people started calling us, more people wanted us to do jobs for them, you know, we started just doing it. The money came quick.
Well, up here, you know, if you're from Miami and you come up here, then, you know, oh, everybody's gonna be talking, you know, they think, you know, you the shit, you hard, you know, you the thing, you know, so, you know, it's good. Everybody, you know, they sweat me up here, but in football, they want me to play football next year for them. They dying for me to play football up here. But
Why can't you play football for them?
well, that's why I'm up here, you know, because my GPA, I got a 1.9, you need 2.0, so I'm not qualified until January. You know, start spring, off spring practice.
So what's your goal?
My goal when I graduate is, I mean, if I don't play ball in college, then I'm going to, you know, medical field.
What interests you about the medical field?
You know, just saving people, helping out people. I guess that's my softness.
Why do you call it a softness?
Because everybody expect me to be hard. You know, I don't know. It's my little weak point.
Why does everybody expect you to be hard? Why do you think you have to be hard?
Why do I think I need to be hard? I don't. It's just the way I am. It's just the way I carry myself. You know, I don't let nobody disrespect me or whatever. You know, but I don't try nobody. You know, you respect me, I respect you. Go about my business. You know,
So that's what it is.
As parents, sometimes you are selfish. You think like you should be there taking decision. You should be there, supervising, asking question. But I miss that. I miss that. Then back then, I had to adjust myself to then and say, this is what you did when you have to go to Belgium, because some members of my family, they had the same apprehension thing, like how he's going to do it, how he's going to handle a budget, how he's going to live by himself, how he's going to cook for himself. So I say, okay, he thinks he need to take a chance of he's going to be a teen. Let's go and see. Let's wait and see. And I think it turns out better for him. Yeah.
For the new generation, I guess now it's harder. It's a lot harder now. Even though back then it was hard too, but to me, since I'm a mom and I'm leaving the environment now, it's like it's more the crime and the disrespect and the television. I think it influenced a lot of the kids in this new generation. Back then, we had black and white TV, plus we were watching cartoon. I was 13 years old. I was still playing with my dolls. And now it's like kids have too much, and that's how things get carried away. And us as a parent, because we work hard, we don't make time for them. We provide them with the extra, all these tools, all these extra stuff that they don't need. So to make up for guilt, not spending enough time with them and providing them with material.
She told me it was going to be a different environment, and Orlando was going to be a nicer place than Miami. Miami is, a little bit tough, is whatever for her, and she thinks that it was a place, it was time for me to come up. Like, I mean, me personally, I didn't want to come up here. I wanted to stay in Miami. Miami's my home. That's where I was born. I love it. I represent it to the fullest. 305 Dade County all day, every day. Miami is all about respect and pride, really. It's like a culture. It's really about respect and pride. You let somebody try you once, it's gonna be a chain reaction. One person try you in front of a group, everybody else is gonna be like, oh, since he a punk now, Buddy tried him, so he ain't nobody who he is, Then they're gonna start treating you like you're a chump, and they're gonna start disrespecting you. You can't have that in Miami, man. It's all about respecting Miami. If you have no respect, everybody's gonna disrespect you and try you.
But right now in Miami, we have, and I'm just recently finding this out, we have a lot of gang violence. Not necessarily Bloods and Crips, but there's certain avenues that we have. And say if you like on 16th Avenue and 18th Avenue is the next avenue over, you would have two different groups of guys on two different blocks. And these guys, they may go to the same high schools. They've known each other probably their whole lives. But because that's their ave that they're on, they kind of feel that that's their way of having their brotherhood or their unity.
I've known Steve since he was born. I gave him his middle name. I gave his brother his name. I used to change their diapers. I used to feed them. I used to clothe them. I used to take care of them when they were little. So I know what it is to take care of them. But this is on a whole nother scale. This is on a scale of this is his life. And because I know you, Steve.
What?
You like to show off.
I like to show off?
Yes.
What I'm gonna show off with?
You're gonna show off with your car.
And go where?
It doesn't matter where
This
you
man
don't have to go
acts as if
anywhere.
I know where the hell I am. The only places I know is from my house and go to school. You want me to freeze in the code, and I hope that's on videotape. You show your teachers that he's not a good guy because he wants me to freeze in the code and walk to school. You gonna try me, dog?
Nah, there's no date.
He's gonna try me. I know him, dog.
Have
I know
faith.
him.
Have
I know
faith.
him.
Have
He's gonna
faith.
try me.
Have faith, man.
He always says that. since I was a jit. He always says that, have faith, and it never happened.
But you
Never.
have to, man.
Never.
But you have to. You have
Never.
to.
I used to believe these people.
But you gotta be patient, man. You're not patient.
Let me tell you, when I was a jit, these people, they used to trick me and my brother. They would come to my house, and if I wanted to sleep at their crib, they'd be like, oh, all right, go get your clothes. I go upstairs, go get my clothes, and as soon as I come down, they pulling off. I trusted y'all. I trusted you. But it was lost. You understand why it was lost? You may have forgotten those times, right? But you remember bathing me, changing my Pampers, but you forget the times when you used to trick me and lie to me and all of that, right?
See, people get the misconception when you can never forget the past, but if you get stuck in it, you will always be in that same place, and that's not only a problem for everyone, but that's a problem especially for black people. Dog, like we stuck in a certain mind state. If you need to work out of that. Don't forget the past, and that's what they say. Don't forget slavery and stuff. You can never forget that.
But look towards
the
future.
Towards the future. Exactly. Look at what happened. Just like we were talking about after we watched that documentary. You know, examine what happened in the past, and when you look at what happened, you look at all the strategies they went through, all of how they failed and how they succeeded, and you work from that and you build towards the future. You build towards the present and how you can go about your day-to-day life.
You can go to jail for playing the trumpet in somebody's ear. You see? What type of guardian is this? He wants me to walk in the freezing cold, and he wants me to lose my hearing. And he laughs about it.
Oh, come on, man. You're making a big deal.
By the time I'm 40 years old, I have no hearing. I have to use a hearing aid, and he's laughing right now. Remember this, please.
I can do the documentary.
But
You don't have to cooperate.
what he's not comprehending is that he's doing documentary right now. Regardless.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And you're right, and you just said it yourself.
Exactly.
He's doing a documentary right now, so no matter what, even if you don't cooperate, he can
It's not
simply
fair
do what
because
you
he's
want.
doing it.
Well, hey, that's what you that's what I'm saying. You have to think.
So basically, I have no choice.
Nah, you always have a choice.
You always have a choice. You have a choice. Yeah, you always have a choice.
choice.
I'm having a choice not to play the trumpet right now,
Well-
but he's still doing the documentary.
That's the choice you made, right?
You see, when people say they don't have a choice, what they really mean is they don't have a choice without consequences.
I don't like playing the trumpet. It was never a thing of mine. I was forced to play it. I don't know how to play it. I only did it for a couple of weeks because I had to do it.
See, when you're from the ghetto, little boys become men with little chance to mentally mature. And since I didn't mature mentally, I'm insecure and react physically instead of talking out my problems. Because even talking out my problems become more of a problem when I'm sitting with a counselor like, how can you help solve the problems that raised to me the night before? And every day, I face the fact that I can't stay in school all day. So when I get on the bus to go home, I look at those hallways with the shiny doors leading to teachers with smiling faces and realize that they closed. And the bus ride transformed me to a place of broken features, broken glass, and broken homes. So reaching me is reading me through these poems. In these psalms, you can read my poems. You can see my life in high definition and extend your vision and discretion to see past my imperfection and transgressions. Understand that I'm an adolescent that was forced into manhood, and I'm doing pretty damn good considering the fact I didn't have a man who pulled me aside and told me what a man should do. And just surviving to me, it may look pitiful to you, but I'm doing all that I can do until I can do better. And in perspective, your point of view is just a land's view, which is a man's view, when the clouds in heaven allow my God to see forever. So never judge me, Cause I already got enough pressure on my shoulders. I don't need your bolder comments to nudge me and push me over. Trust me, I'm the people's champ. And I watched the people clap for 5 movies of Rocky Balboa, so why would I not expect to hear the people's chants? I'm the underdog, love me. And even as a puppy, I knew that there was other dogs born bigger and stronger, but I was born hungry, so feed me. Bet on me to win, and in fact breed me, cause there's little boys out there who need to see me. See more than life what's on TV, and realize the small beginnings don't have to end on small endings. Out of all things, I chose to be a poet, so just read me.
So tell me a little bit about what brought you to jail.
First year in high school, I got introduced to the streets. Dude, was trying to put me on the drugs, weed. He gave me 2 ounces, said if I could move this, come back and holler at me.
What choices do you think you had? Do you think you had a choice?
Oh, I had a choice. Well, at that moment, you know, I had a choice to stay home. You know, I had a choice to stay home. I had a choice to go chill with people I knew were tight, but wasn't gonna do stupid stuff like, you know, try to commit crimes or try to follow the next crowd or follow what the music's saying. Cause in my opinion, they ain't do nothing that they saying.
You know right from wrong. You have a basic knowledge of right and wrong, and what to do and what not to do. And basically, once you're around people that you know are doing wrong, it's your decision whether or not you want to keep hanging around those type of people or not. And my choice was to keep doing so.
Healing jail, like jail is a building that needs healing. You know what I'm saying? You come in here, and if you come in here and you've seen it, like the first couple days I came in here, I'm like, thinking about, damn, you can't be real. Jail, who picks me?
Really, you're trapped in a cell that's about 8 by 6 with a toilet in there and 2 bunks, and it's just, you know, there's no privacy whatsoever, and it's like the cell is not even, you don't even have space to think in there. It's just
Like them, my father, he's gone now. He's out the picture. Well, he's not out the picture, but you know that he's not my mother no more. I used to do the same things some of them do. I was just one of the fortunate ones to have a second chance.
I'll make an excuse, or I'm like this because I ain't have no daddy. But like, I just man up. You gotta man up sometimes. You know, I'm like this because I want to be like this. Your daddy not, because my mama just as good as my dad. My mama raised me the best than anyone could, and my daddy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really need him because my mama was always there. So my daddy, father and daddy, I mean, I still love him, but he just did some, he really did me wrong.
So you think you could forgive him?
I forgive him. I ain't gonna hold no grudges against him. Cause right now he in prison. You know what I'm talking about? So.
Before, when I was in Miami, I thought, you know, this man ain't love me. You know, I never see this man. I mean, we would fight every time I see this man. You know, it'll be something. You know, we never had a time where we'll go out and it just be cool. Everybody laughing. We go home, sleep. That's it. It was always a fight with me and him, man. Like, we never got along for nothing.
So you think that if maybe you had a better relationship with your father, you think that you wouldn't be here right now?
Yeah, that's probably because mom's more lenient than dad. You know, he would have been the one to put his foot down and be like, no, you know what I'm talking about? You got to be in the house. You can't do this or that.
These young guys are not bad kids when you get to know them. You have to break through that tough guy veneer. A lot of them have come from single-parent homes, or they've come from areas where they had no role models or inappropriate role models. We all want to blame youth, but I look at parents. Not having dad or mom upsets the apple cart. I'm seeing that most of these young men that come in here, dad is not in the picture. So I think males, not just black males, Haitian males, Spanish males, white males, all males need to step up to the plate, get their feelings in check, and know what it is that they want to do. A lot of these young kids, sadly, repeat this cycle because they themselves are fathers. And they're angry at their dad. Well, what about their kid being angry at them because now they're not in the picture?
Well, father have a huge role, especially with this new generation kids, because a lot of them are without father or have father that are not involved in their life, and the father is the mentoring of the child. Me as a mother, I did as much I couldn't. I tried to be both. I couldn't, because there are certain things father has to do.
On the same hand, he's the same guy. I realize this now. He's the same guy breaking his back, losing sleep, working all hours of the night, 2 days, going through hell just to have, put food on our plate, so we have something to eat, so we have a roof over our head, that we're not outside. So, I mean, that's respect. I give my dad, I love my dad,
Anytime I remember we get in touch with a homeless person or someone working hard to make a living, I used to tell them, do you think they didn't have a parent? They didn't have parents who tell them what to do? I bet they are, but look at that. This is what, if you break the rules, if you not focus on your education, maybe you might end up like that.
So what kind of advice do you think you have for people who might see this documentary, especially for people around your age?
Just follow their dreams and goals first, because when they get in places like this, it's too late for some people.
If you're out there struggling right now, just hold on. Just find what you can do best and just stick to it. And then once you grow up, what you've been doing all your life, that's all you can know how to do.
Yeah, because once you're in here, it's like, what happened to everybody? Where are they and where are you?
Live your life, have fun. Don't try to grow up too fast. You leave the streets alone, ain't for nobody.
I think kids need to come to jail to interrupt their skewed thinking process. Gets them to stop and think about what it is that they're doing. All young people need to know that they're loved, that they belong, and that they have opportunities.
About to go pick up Steve and tell him about the trip to Haiti. And I don't know how he's gonna react, but
So up until this point, he doesn't know that he's going to Haiti?
nah, he doesn't know at all. And I don't know how he really is gonna react. He's gonna be surprised, I know that for sure, but
It's culture shock, huh?
he might be very relieved. It is only 2 days before we go, so.
Well, what's the experience you want to try to get out of this for him?
I don't know, I just want him to see where he came from. And sometimes just seeing where you came from can help you see what you're doing in the future. Why is it where there's a country of black people that we have to be afraid of them when they're your people? Why is that, So they're struggling like we're struggling, They're trying to live, they're trying to eat, they're trying to make do what they got, just like we are. So why not try to expose that? Why not try to bring that sort of similarity out there?
up, man? I got a big surprise for you, Steve.
What happened?
You might like it, you might not.
Where we going?
Huh?
We gonna go eat?
Yeah, we're gonna go eat, but...
All right, yeah, it's good. Because I ain't eat all day. What y'all did today?
We just did some laundry. But, yeah, man, I got a big surprise, man.
Don't tell me we're going to one of your classes, man.
Nah.
I feel like my stomach's killing me.
It's a little bit farther than that, man.
What's farther than that? Where we going?
We're taking a trip to Haiti.
Got your damn mind. I ain't going nowhere.
We're taking a trip. We're leaving Friday morning.
You got your mind. I ain't going no Haiti. Stay my ass in America. What you need in Haiti? What's in Haiti for you?
What's in Haiti for both of us, man?
My people are here.
Your people are there too.
I'm good. I was trying to play stupid and pretend like I ain't know. I was hoping that you was gonna say, "Oh, you got my car waiting for me at the house." I thought that's what you was gonna say. You going to trip to Haiti? I'm trying to have nothing done to me. I don't need nothing in Haiti.
Nothing's gonna be done to you, man. Why do you think Haiti's such a bad place?
You would not have come here if it wasn't. Okay?
That's not true, man. There are different reasons because
my parents didn't think it was safe or it was good for us, we wouldn't be here right now.
Well, there might not be as many opportunities, but that doesn't mean it's a bad place. You know, that just means that there isn't enough room for people to grow. You know what I'm saying? She saw the potential in all of us, you know, to bring us to a place where we could grow and so we could succeed to be better, so we can help the people back there that can't do what we do. You know, that's all it's really about. But I mean, nobody can force you to go, man. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. When's the next time you're gonna say, I have a trip to go to my homeland?
I'm with Alex now. I go to school now, so I got easy money, so next year I'll get to play.
You baby want to play? Yeah. You're a freshman now or a redshirt?
I'm a sophomore.
Are you good? Huh?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
When I was in Miami, I got mail from Penn State, UF, to play for them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So,
this is for Jack. For Alexander is over there. For Alexander is never finished because the Saline died 1806. The Saline died 187 October 1806. This is for Jack. It's Constitution 1805. After independence 1804. This is French cannon. The cannon shoots 17 kilometers. It's the one tunnel inside. It's good to for Alexander over there. The tunnel is closed because have quick.
There's a conference room here.
I don't wanna go into something.
You're chicken, man.
How long's the tunnel?
How long?
The tunnel.
Around 1 mile.
I heard so many stories about Haiti. You know, I never been to Haiti in my life until the trip we took. And when I was young, I heard a lot of stories. You know, I heard, you know, family relatives that I have, you know, doing stuff like that. You know, I heard people would talk about, you know, in school, kids not even being Haitians were, you know, telling me stuff that I don't even know about my own people. You know, telling me, oh, Haitians, you know, they do voodoo. You know, they do this. Oh, or they'll be like, you a Haitian? I'll be like, yeah. Oh, since you a Haitian, you know, you might throw that dust on me, or you eat cats. You know, there's a lot of stereotypes.
So what was the feeling that you got when you first stepped foot in Haiti, when you got off the plane?
I'm lucky. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, man, I'm lucky, you know? Because I know me, I wouldn't be able to survive there. You know, how long was there, 3 days?
4 days.
4 days, and I wanted to leave. It felt like eternity, man. But I wanted to go, man. But compared, you know, to Haiti, what it is, how houses are in Haiti, this is a mansion, you know? This is heaven, you know? But, I mean, it's tough, man. They have it hard out there, but, you know, when I went there, even as hard as they have it, blackouts at night, you know, no electricity, you know, no hot water, nothing. They have nothing in Haiti. But you drive around, you see people smiling, you know? In the most terrible environments, they still find the happiness, you know? There's something happy, they love their country, you know? They still find joy in life.
Whenever you get tired, you know, tell mommy to buy you a ticket and you come and stay with me for a while, okay?
All right.
You happy to go home, huh? Huh? Happy to go home?
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to go home.
Huh?
But I'm happy. So happy.
Yeah.
That's what they were reading. This filthy
So how was the
satire
trip?
showing up enough times in this and other
How was the
jobs
trip?
for Dirk to suspect that it may have been
Like what?
so there was more than one version.
Why not?
It appeared
And why not?
I'm burned. I'm on fire. I'm terribly on fire.
I give you mosquitoes bite thing. Yes, it's in the thing. Yeah, I bought all kinds of stuff for you guys.
Well, he's one thing that the main thing he told me is that it's not what they think it's not what they make him think it is, because he's never been to Haiti before. So that was his first time. To me, that was the greatest accomplishment that you could have done for him, is to let him see where we came from, how hard we have to work, how hard it is, especially I can give you an example of my dad. My dad was on a little canoe when he has to go to Nassau. So, you take that into your head and say, wait a minute here, these people sacrifice a lot for me to be able to have a better life. So I think what he see in Haiti, it's like, wow, this is where my mom was born. This is how hard it was for them to be who they are now. And it's not something we take for granted. It's something they take for granted because they never live it. So hopefully it play a role. We don't go into detail, but he did say that he would love to go back there someday. And I hope he will.
I don't know. At this point of his life, there is not much I can do, except then tell him the truth, guide him, advise him, because I think he get it now. He knows it's not what is the best for him, and the main thing, the most important thing for him, what he wants to be. If he has a goal, that's mean he has to find a way to achieve that.
I think the whole project was, for me, is the best experience that could have happened to my son. Because to me, when people talk to me about it, I say I almost lost my son. If it wasn't for Danny, for his cousin, for you, I would have lost my son. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart how grateful I am for the change for the changes that I've noticed in him, and for the focusing he's able to be able to. Now he has a goal. He's working toward that goal. And before, he didn't care. He didn't have anything to live for, but now he has something to live for, and I'm grateful to you for that. And I hope, and that was the best. That was the best gift that you have given me, or anybody could have given me, for me to see my son succeed. So that to me, it's not in vain. And I think everything happened for a reason. And I think everything that happened to him happened for a reason, for him to be able to be a better person, a better man, better father, if the will be, if it will be. So that's all I have to say about it.
It's all about choice, all about willpower. If you feel the need that you need to change, you'll do it. If you don't want to change, it's nothing that somebody could force you. People can advise it to you. Somebody can give your opinion to it, but in the end, it's all on you. You're the one. Somebody can show you the right door. There could be 1,000,000 doors. Somebody could point you to the right door, but he cannot push you into it. It's you that has to be, with your own willpower, you walk through that door.
So there's your baby, your documentary.
Yes, there it is.
Now, there was a moment where you noticed that maybe your cousin didn't realize he was not so big and bad as he thought?
Yeah, on the trip to Haiti, it really opened his eyes to just how enormous the world is and how diverse the experiences can be. Where in Haiti, there are people that they don't have any place to sleep. They live on the streets. They're in the darkness. There's no electricity, and they're walking the streets, until it's daylight, until they can go work, for pennies a day, And it really showed him that, maybe I'm not as tough as I thought I was, because if I was here by myself, I remember him saying that he wouldn't be able to make it. And I think that's when I really realized, yeah, he might be seeing something here. So
Maybe I don't have that much to be angry about.
exactly, how fortunate he was, and how how his parents provided for him, and all the things that he accomplished in his life already, and he owes it to the people that are in Haiti to do better, to go somewhere with his life, And I think that's probably the most important thing
And to people like you and his parents who love him and took the time to say, you're at your tipping point.
Exactly.
We want to make sure you tip in the right direction.
Exactly. And I hate when people quote stuff, but Maya Angelou has a quote.
Maya Angelou would love it that you quoted her.
She says, nothing will work unless you do. So, I was like, if I don't put some work into him, nothing's going to come out of it. So I just figured, it's logical conclusion to.
And the reality of it is that if he tips the wrong way, he could be where those people are here.
Yep. And actually, another part of the documentary, I take him to one of the juvenile facilities on 33rd on John Young Parkway. And we had a sit down with 3 of the inmates that were around his age. And they, were just like him, got good grades in school, but the influences, the friends, the drugs, the violence, that brought them to jail. And they were like, if I could do it different, I would definitely do it different. And even in the jail, he couldn't say a word because, if he had been
probably knew how close he was to making the wrong decisions and the wrong choices.
Absolutely.
Because probably one of the things that kids don't understand is the big picture.
Exactly.
It's going to be fun today. Old, I'm not going to be 40 anytime soon, and in a blink you're there, and I don't think they realize that, but you showed it to him.
And I mean, I don't preach, I try to, live my life the best I can, and hopefully he will see something, in that.
Well, I think you could tell by you didn't judge him.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not one to judge anybody in particular, so I thought
that's
that
why
would
you
be
could reach him. You didn't judge him.
Exactly.
And he knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that.
Because he's a smart guy. He's very, very talented, and his awareness is I think one of his key abilities. He's very aware, and I think that's what also help him turn it around.
So does he have goals? Does he want to?
Yeah, I mean, he has a couple things that he wants to do because he's very interested in football. That's one of his main aspirations, and actually he's going to be a captain at University High School this coming football season. So I'm very proud of him for that. So he definitely wants to try to pursue that at a collegiate level. So hopefully that works out for him. I hope it does. And if not, he says he definitely wants to do something in the area of either law enforcement or business. So.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you for sharing this with me. And as a mother of a football player, I know that he will not get anywhere without hard work.
Exactly.
So that's coming up ahead too. But thank you for joining us, showing us your story. Will you come back?
I definitely will.
And show me your other things?
I definitely will.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Alexandra Charles and Tipping Point. I'm Charna Davis-Wiese. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time on UCF Profiles.